Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. Today we'll be talking about signs that you can recognize in your life that your spirit guides are talking to you or communicating with you or at least trying to contact you. And if you become aware of the signs, you can recognize that actually you've been guided to a certain direction. So if we go into any ancient wisdom or any ancient knowledge, we can find out that in different traditions they were talking about different guides which are on different dimensions, and they are guiding us to find our true path. So if we are able to listen them, or if we are able to receive their guidance, we will always feel the protection. We will always feel that we are guided into the right direction. So what are the signs that you can recognize in your life that you've been contacted or that you are guided by your spirit guides? The first sign is that during your sleep, you are experiencing vivid dreams, or it can also happen during meditation. If you go into meditation, you calm yourself down, and at some point you recognize yourself feeling truly relaxed. And soon after that you start experiencing a vivid vision. So, because many people have different ideas of spirit guides, many people would say, well, I can't see anything. But if we let go of all the concepts, all the beliefs, all the possible thoughts about how it should look like, we can see a form of light, or we can see a certain face of an animal, or we can see an eye, or we can see different symbols. And if we pay close attention to what we are seeing, there's a guidance within it, there's a meaning within it. So pay close attention. Or even when you're dreaming, if you're having vivid dreams, maybe it can happen that you're dreaming about being at a certain place and suddenly there is a being in front of you, and it feels like you have a friendly connection with that being. And that dream is so powerful that even when you wake up, you remember it. You know what was happening and you can recognize the meaning. So, as in the previous video I mentioned to you, journaling can help to understand our deeper emotions, deeper feelings. Also when it comes to dreams or deep meditations or deep mystical experiences, if we journal what we went through or what we've experienced, it may be much easier to remember those dreams or visions. And you will see the magic will happen once we start writing. It feels like this energy of those beings starts speaking through us, and we start writing the meaning of those dreams, and suddenly we experience an intense energy. So writing can be a truly powerful way to communicate with your spirit guides, because when we are writing on a paper, not on a phone or a computer, but write on a piece of paper with a pencil, because this writing is a bit slower and we feel a great connection between how we feel at this moment, what happened at that dream or at that vision, and how we can interpret it in this present moment. Because this connection is truly aligned, we can communicate with the spirit through writing. So this is truly powerful. The second sign that you can recognize in your life that your spirit guides are communicating with you is that your phone or any electronic device is experiencing certain disruptions. Sometimes there can be a disruption in Wi-Fi signal, even though everything is perfectly well. Everything is perfectly well connected and everything should work perfectly well. Even if you call to a company which should take care of it, they will say everything works perfectly well, but you are still experiencing disruption. Something is going on in the signal. You know, when we are interacting with our spirit guides, they're on different, usually higher dimensions. And if we are creating a connection, there can be a higher frequency present in the room or the space where you are, and that higher frequency can interrupt other frequencies around us, because everything is energy, everything is frequency. It can interrupt with the frequency of technology, and that's what can happen when your spirit guides are trying to contact you. So if here and there happen to you that suddenly you're experiencing a disruption in your technology or Wi-Fi signal or something like that, pay close attention to your feeling. Pay close attention if you can sense another presence close to you. And get closer to the feeling of love. Get closer to that feeling and try to generate a bit more love. Like you want to welcome that being and just awaken the feeling of it. Awaken the feeling of it and try to connect with that feeling. Again, if you will feel that you need to write something down, write something down. Or if you will feel that there are some new thoughts coming into the center of your awareness, those can be words or information from your spirit guides. Pay close attention to it. The third sign that your spirit guides are communicating with you or talking to you is that your senses, especially when it comes to what we know as sixth sense or intuition, is getting sharper or more intense. It feels like suddenly you have a deeper connection with your intuition. It's not a coincidence, my friends. As I said at the beginning, those guides are actually guiding us towards our true path. Each of us is here because we choose to come here at this present moment. And right now it's actually really important because as we see what is happening on the world, the great question is why you choose to come here at this present time. There's something truly powerful within you, and that's what your guides want to remind you. There's a sacred, ancient power, ancient wisdom within you, and you need to find an access to it. And they are always guiding you towards connecting back with your ancient wisdom. So the thing is not that we are learning about it new things, as people would call it a new age information or a new age thing. It's actually an ancient knowledge. It's an ancient thing, what we are talking about right now. So if you feel like your intuition or your inner senses are getting sharper, are getting stronger, your spirit guides are communicating with you. Again, there's a raise of consciousness, a raise of energy within your body, so you can connect with their frequency. That's why you feel an intense energy within you. So pay close attention to it once again. You can close your eyes. If you can, take a moment for yourself. Close your eyes and just connect with how you feel. Connect with what you feel. Maybe you feel drawn to do something. Maybe you feel attracted to do something completely else that you were planning to do. For example, for me, many times happen when I'm painting. I have a certain idea of what I should paint. I start painting, but suddenly I experience a guidance that I need to do it completely differently. I need to use different colors. I need to do things differently. And at the end, the painting is much better than I could ever imagine. So sometimes I experience a vision before a painting, but other times I experience a guidance while I'm painting it. So we can have different explanations about it, but if you will listen any artist who is doing the work from the heart will say that they feel guided to paint the lines. Even Leonardo da Vinci was talking about, he said his hand was guided by God, but We can always experience it differently, but most artists will say they feel guided while they're doing that, because while we are creating something, we are completely present, and while we are completely present, we are not in our ego self. We are not analyzing what we are doing. So when we are pure awareness, joyfully expressing that creative energy, the channel is open and we can be guided to do the best possible thing, what the world needs the most right now. So the fourth sign that your spirit guides are talking to you is that you suddenly experience information that you can't explain. Suddenly there's a thought within your mind which you can't explain, or even a whole concept, a whole belief system, or a whole idea about something. You just can't explain from where it came, but you know it's within you. And suddenly you come across a video which will talk about the same thing. Again, you've been guided to hear. Suddenly you come across a book which will explain exactly that. Again, exactly what you need to know, so that concept can gain a greater understanding. It's all about remembering what you already know, and your guides are guiding you towards the direction where you can remember everything you need to know at this present lifetime. So pay close attention to it. Another sign that your spirit guides are communicating with you is that randomly you experience that what we call goosebumps, an intense energy within our bodies. So it's not necessary that something is happening around us, or that we hear something, or that we see something, but suddenly our body experiences a rush of energy, a rush of intense energy. We don't know from where it's coming, but it's here. We feel it, and we feel good about it. We feel grateful. We feel blissful. We feel love, like there's something giving us love. And that's where your spirit guides are guiding you. They are with you. So pay again close attention to how you're experiencing it. If you can connect with that beingness, if you can sense any guidance or any information, write it down. Always writing down will help you. So every time when you experience that kind of energy, sometimes it's also a pitch in our ears, you know, that weird noise which most people can't explain. When you sense it, get completely present in this moment. Connect with your heart, open your heart, and sense the love which is present. And then sense if there's something you need to know, if there's a certain change you need to apply in your life. And the last sign that we'll be talking today about, that your spirit guides are talking to you or trying to communicate with you, is that you just feel you're guided. You just feel that you are guided right at this moment. Sometimes it happens that we don't even know why we're doing something, but we feel that we need to do it. If you will follow that guidance, you will see that so many different synchronicities will start happening. You will not be able to explain them on that understandable level. So most people are actually not talking about it to their friends or their family because it feels so out of this world. And we don't need to talk about it if we don't feel like talking about it. But of course, on that journey, we will meet people which will understand it. We will attract people because also your guides want you to know that there are people which will understand you. So trust the process, trust your path. There's actually a greater you which is emerging inside of you right at this moment. And you're always guided to meet that greater you, to peel off the layers of false identity, false beliefs, false ideas. Because right now we are actually at the time where it's truly important to let go of the false ideas of who we think we are, what we think that life is all about, and actually emerge into the divine infinite potentials. To truly step further in life and see what else life has to offer. See what else we can create with our minds, with our greater elevated perception, and to see how well we can flow with all that energy. So if you're experiencing any of the signs, pay close attention to them. If you will write them down, you will see how easily you can create that connection with your guides. And for many of you, as I can see in the comments, you're already experiencing that. So I wanted to make a video which will help you to understand what is actually happening. So just today, randomly, I started a small painting just as a warm-up, because later I will go into a bigger one, different one. I've made this painting that I'm sharing to you, and it's an open eye. An open eye which can understand the truth. Whatever the truth is for you, only an open eye can understand it. So it means that we awaken ourselves to the truth of what is important to us. It doesn't mean that it's good or bad or whatever. We don't judge things anymore. We just see them as they are, and we adapt ourselves to the present situation, the way that we can improve it, the way that we bring through us light towards the present situation, so we can enlighten it. We can make our lives better, brighter, more awakened, and we can share that understanding with others. That's what this awakened eye can represent, but of course find your own meaning within it. So my friends, if you would like to find more about my art, you can find it on my Instagram page, I Draw My Passion. See you there. And I'm sending you all lots of love, blessings, and power. Have a beautiful day, and see you in the next one. One love.